Man is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. And we are celebrating our legends right here, Jersey, baby. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media. Jersey, you know I love you. Jersey, you know we got bars and we got music and we got legends all day. And if you believe in Jersey and you love Jersey like I do, support that Heritage Hip Hop on all social media platforms. This is Redman and I approve this message.
Peace. And welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today by celebrating them, celebrating the hip hop culture, and bringing tomorrow into the now. Because if you're not tuned into the now, you're going to miss the faces that'll become your favorites, and not only yours, but inspire the world and the generations to come. My name is Karev, and I'm sitting here with a person who not only is changing my life through learning her story, she's inspiring and giving me aspirations to achieve through conversation. And I would love to share that with you. Before we start, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share. Hit me. Let us know how much you like the show on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you take your phone. I'm there. And if I'm not, make sure you let me know, because I'm getting there. Because we changing the world with these topics and these conversations. So without further ado, please tell the world who you are.
I am Lady A the Doe. My real name is Cassandra Wright, but everybody knows me as Lady A the Doe. I am a Jane of all trades. A lot of things, filmmaker, radio personality, podcast host, actress, graphic designer, editor. The list goes on.
You all that. You know what I'm saying? You got it. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to bring you Heritage Hip Hop. Shout out to MJ Savino, who made this happen. And one thing about being a Jane of all trades, there's so many ways I could take this conversation, because by doing my history on you, I learned so much. I've seen that. Tell me if I'm wrong. The voice is the vehicle that not only makes change, but gives a person substance. Am I correct?
Correct. Absolutely correct.
So when did you find your voice? And how did you guide that voice to who you wanted it to be?
I would say I found my voice when I started Ohio Media School in 2015. I had already been in entertainment, promoting open mics and shows and stuff for unsigned artists, doing graphic design for unsigned artists and things like that. But I found my voice when I was in Ohio Media School. That's a school for TV and radio broadcasting. So I just, on a humble, just signed up for school. I said, something needs to change in my life. I don't know what I want to do, but let me just go ahead and sign up for this. My entire life, I actually hated my voice. I hated the sound of my voice. And when I started going to Ohio Media School and we started the training for radio, we had assignments to where we would do, promos and commercials and things like that. And the director of the radio department in the school was walking past the studio as I was, doing my commercial. And he came back and he opened up the door. He was like, "Who was that?" And I was like, that was me. And he was like, "You have a great voice. You have a great voice for radio." And from that moment on, he started calling me the voice. So that inspired me to actually start using my voice. I didn't know at the time that how I would use my voice or how my voice will be an impact to so many people. But that's ultimately what it is led to.
I salute you because let me tell you something. This country and this world has beaten down brown skinned people, American, whatever. They've beaten us down to the point where it turned the men against the women, right?
Uh-huh.
And in the industry that's male dominated, the woman always gets left behind. And in the 2000s, the women's voices finally became profitable and marketable. And we've lost so many great lessons
Mm-hmm.
because of male domination. Since the time has changed and your voice is out there, how have you seen the effect of your voice change people and reinforce your own power now that it's been recognized by more than
The way I would say most importantly is through inspiration and also getting the message out about different subjects and topics that people feel uncomfortable with talking about. Um, a lot of people say I inspire them or that I'm strong because of the way I use my voice to talk about my son. My son, he passed away in August of 2020. He was in a juvenile correctional facility, and he had 2 months left to come home. And one morning, I received a call saying that he was found unresponsive, and they gave me little. Well, no, I wouldn't even say little. They gave me no information as to what happened, how it happened, how they were going to try to find out that it happened, or anything like that. So I took it upon myself to start protesting and getting the word out there about what happened to my son, putting his story out there, and you know, um, just opening up and speaking to the newspaper and everything to get the word out there. I fought hard. I fought long. It's this year is 5 years that he's been gone, and I'm still working towards getting his story broadcasted nationally. Um, I've had people from all over California, New York, um, Michigan inbox me and ask me, for advice on what to do because something happened to their child in a facility and they don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just did it. I just did anything. I spoke on it. We took a bus up to the facility, which is 2 hours away from our city. Took a bus up there and protested several times. Um, I've made T-shirts. I have an annual event for in honor of him, and now I am working on a documentary to tell his story, the whole story, because a lot of people only know that he was in this facility and that he passed away in the facility. That's the only part that they know. So when they hear that, it's hard for people to want to support the movement because he was a young black boy in a facility, and they like, oh well, he was in there for a reason, and that wasn't the case though. My son took a plea to something that he did not do. And that was the worst part. That wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that his father was the reason why he ended up in that situation to begin with. So it went from his father being the reason why he ended up in that situation. He really didn't have a sentence. He took the plea because they told him that he wouldn't get sent away and that his charges will be lowered to something else. So, and I'm not going to speak on that because I want people to feel intrigued about rushing to go see this documentary when they go out so they could see the full story. Because if I tell it, they'd be like, oh, I heard that story. I know what that story is. So ain't no need for me to watch it. But I want people to really see this and pay attention to exactly. It's a lot of lessons in this story that people need to pay attention to. They need to learn. And um, I am hoping that this is going to teach people, inspire them, and push people to not stay quiet when they have that good feeling to speak out on things. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people told me not to do it. They told me to be afraid because I was fighting the state or I was fighting the judicial system and they had come after me and things like that. And not once have I been afraid because I'm fighting for my son, my baby. He was my baby boy and I miss him. So I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that his story is told.
That's very heartbreaking because in our community, so many times we have mothers who lose their sons. And this has been going on since colonialism has touched this coast.
Mhm.
You have joined the story of what's it, Mamie Till and other women who have lost their sons to something outside of the norm.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact issue of the system and the place he was in.
Mhm.
What I can ask you is, we take life for granted so many times, and it isn't until you lose something or someone you really truly hold on to,
Mhm.
shit don't get real until then.
Yeah.
You know, and I always put a post out in respect of what you're talking about because I lost my mom and dad. And I say, when Mother's Day or Father's Day come around, think about your friends that lost their parents. Then I
Yeah.
say, think about your friends who are parents who lost their children. When that reality hits you, what was motherhood like? Because you just said you're fighting for your son, so your motherhood went to another level that probably you didn't even know you had. But what was that like?
It changed me in so many ways. Um, it helped me realize a lot of things about me, a lot of things about my other children. Um, like I say, that he was the baby boy. So there's two boys older than him, and I have a daughter that's a year younger than him. So when it first happened, um, it changed everything. I became like extremely fearful of everything. I don't know what was this feeling of fear. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it was happening. I don't know if it was a mental um, disability or what, but I was completely afraid of everything. Um, I couldn't go to the kitchen and cook by myself. I couldn't turn off the lights. It was that type of fear. I don't know. It was like something was out to get me, and I'm assuming it was anxiety. or PTSD or something like that, because I had been diagnosed with both. So um from my own analysis, that's what I think it was. But growing through that, I had to learn and realize that I couldn't I couldn't forget my other children. I couldn't I couldn't forget them. I couldn't forget that they existed. I couldn't forget to love them and care for them, the way that I should. And a lot of times I felt guilty because I was so depressed and angry and things like that. And although I didn't take it out on them, but it took a lot from them, me being in that state of mind. I had lost homes, I had lost jobs from my mental stability of thinking about this. At one point in time, it consumed me so bad, and that's all I thought about, is that honestly, I neglected responsibilities and things like that. So I really had to put myself back together and really think about, what I needed to do to get my act together and become the mother that I had always been. It was hard, but with the help of my children, especially my oldest son, um, he made it a lot easier, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because he held a lot of the pressure and a lot of the emotion, and held that in and took on everything from the family and held it in within himself to make sure everybody was good. So with his help, um, help of the community, the support and everything, it placed me in a point to where, okay, now it's time to get down to business. Because my son, while he was in that place, he he wrote a lot of music, and he would call me and he'd be like, "Mom, I want you to hear this song," and he would rap the song to me and things like that. And him knowing that I'm a radio personality and we only play unsigned music and things like that, he's telling the people in there, like, my mom on the radio, he got his friends on the phone trying to rap to me and all this stuff. So he was ready to come home and work and do music and be on the radio and things like that. And that's all he talked about. So with that in mind, um, at first I wanted to give up and things like that, but that actually pushed me to dive deeper into the industry and continue my work, because now everything I do is inspired by him. A lot of things that I've started is inspired by him, and it actually helped a lot of other people and other artists. Um, they don't even know that he's the reason why they even had a chance, for real.
That's deep. You said a lot. Um, no, because I'm very cerebral. So I want to pull the interview back
Okay.
to make people appreciate your son right
Uh-huh.
now. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Okay.
He had a will for music, and he loved to give you the music, and you could play it on the radio.
Mhm.
Well, what are some of your favorite things about your child besides music that makes him stay alive within you?
Oh my God, he was hilarious. He was a genius.
Is
Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, his mind was unbelievable. anything he saw or read or heard, he remembered it. He loved reading. Like I would give him big books, the Harry Potter books and Percy Jackson and things like that. And he will read them in a day.
Nice.
He loved Roman and Greek mythology. He knew everything about it. Knew everything about it. Um, he loved parkour and tumbling and things like that. He was just he was a very active child, very active, but at the same time, very intelligent. He would teach me things. He would talk to me about things. Your mom, did you know this and this, that, and the other? And one time he got a hold to a book. He got a hold to a book um about, I guess it was a book on like secrets of the history or something like that. And he was like, "Ma, do you know that when they shot Dr. Martin Luther King that he didn't die right away and somebody went to the hospital?" He was just going on and on. He was like, "Did you know the Men in Black is real?" and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, be quiet. Be quiet. Certain things you can't talk about out loud. You know what I'm saying? It's good to intake that information. But I said that to say that, he was a sponge. And like I said, he loved reading, he loved being active and jumping off of things and tumbling. And he didn't even start with the music stuff until after he got sent away. So yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you. When it comes to life,
Mhm.
sometimes we think life ends when the person is not physically with us. Do you still talk to him?
Yes.
We lost a picture. You got phone calls on? There you go. I want to see your face. There you go. You still talk to him.
Yes.
Tell me about how he speaks back to you.
Oh, um, okay. A lot of people don't believe in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have friends that are mediums,
Mm-hmm.
and especially around the time that he passed away, um, even people that didn't even know me, they will call me and they will be like, "Your son is bugging the hell out of me. He keep popping up. He keep telling me to call you and tell you this and tell you that and tell you this and tell you that." And I'm like, whoa, like, but the validation is what got me.
Okay.
So I feel like that was the way that he would communicate to me,
Mm-hmm.
is through other people. Because one of the reasons why I was so fearful when he passed away was because I knew that he would come visit me and I knew he would try to come talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was afraid of that.
So let me ask you a question then.
Mhm.
So, cause yeah, that's more spiritual. Uh, so I'm gonna ask you this: how old was he
He
when he
was
passed?
17.
Okay, very young man. Okay, so it seems what you're saying is y'all relationship was beautiful. It was very tight, very loving. You could
Yes.
he could comforted in you, and you comforted in him, like
Mhm.
your other children as well, because we don't want to leave them out.
Mhm.
I want to ask you this: what surprised you the most about yourself in this process as you talk about him and he endures in you?
What surprised me the most is that I can actually talk about it
Okay.
and tell the story and not break down. And a lot of people come to me and they expect me and want me to cry and break down and things like that. But what people don't realize is that shit hits. I'm sorry for using it, okay?
No, go
But
ahead.
it hits when it hit. It comes when it comes. It comes out the blue. It hits you at any given moment. One day I could be looking at a picture and or a video because my mom she recorded video recorded every waking moment of our lives from birth to funerals.
Okay.
And so looking at those pictures and videos and things like that with my children, one day we could be joking around and laughing about it and things like that. And the next day I could look at that same picture and same video and break down and be a complete mess. But it's in private, because I don't want people to really see that side of me because it's horrible. It's a horrible side and it's something that I can't control. And I'd rather not go through it if I had the choice. But it's just something that just happens. Like it's something I can't control.
So how do you find joy through your morning?
Oh, um, remembering how funny he was. Joking around with my other children about because okay, this is the thing with our family. Like we are nuts. We are.
Okay.
I'm telling you, with my kids are like I'm their mother, and I was a strict mother, but also like all of my children are grown now. They are adults, so
Okay.
they become more so friends. So we would call each other and just talk about each other. We call it capping, like playing the dozens and stuff like that, pranking each other and things like that. So we would really think about, you know, um, the funny things that happen. Like even that, even then, like my children were, making movies and little skits and videos and stuff like that. And we play things back like that and laugh and just talk about memories and things like that. And even with his event that we have every year, it's called Robbie Day.
Okay.
And we have it every year for his birthday. And it's a huge event. We have performances, we have vendors, we have a lot of sponsors. We make backdrops with all the logos of the sponsors on it. And a lot of people come out just to celebrate him. And the vibe is like pure love.
Okay.
It's pure love. Like people make amends. It'd be so many people that has been against each other for years and haven't spoken to each other. But if they see each other or come across each other in that event, like they make amends. And it's a beautiful thing. And everybody feels the same way about it. Like it's like a love affair. So that's really how I find joy is still carrying on his memory and thinking about him.
I neglected to ask this question. I apologize. How long ago did this event happen?
Um, when he passed away,
Yes.
August of 2020. It was during COVID.
That makes it worse. And I really wanted to focus on that because that was a time when everything was shut down and you couldn't really get to everybody. And then
Exactly.
did you feel like a feeling of helplessness even more? because of what the world was going through, and then that was thrown on top of it?
Absolutely, because it was no visitation. Um, everything, like you said, was very strict. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. Um, and it was horrible. Even when he passed away, they told me he passed away. I asked them, I said, I'm on my way. Me and my mom started driving up there. And on the way, I called them and I told them, I said, can I see his body? I'm on my way. And the clergy, I don't know if the chaplain, he said, I'm your point of contact. You talk to me. He said, you can't see him because they already took him away. So he said the coroner already took him away. And I had to call the coroner to see what was going on. And I called the coroner and he was like, yeah, he seemed like a healthy, strong young man. And, it don't seem like no signs of trauma was done or him hurting himself or anybody hurting himself. So it looked like natural causes. And I'm like, hold on, wait. I was like, well, can I come see him? He was like, oh no, we sent his body to Dayton.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we sent his body to Dayton because we don't have a pathologist here
Okay.
and they have a pathologist there. But my thing is, why not notify me and tell me these things? You know what I'm saying? You called me and told me that y'all found him unresponsive, but you can't tell me what happened to him. You can't tell me if somebody did something to him. You can't tell me that they already came and got him. Like, you can't call me and tell me that, okay, the coroner came and got him, and then they sent this body to Dayton. Dayton is closer. I could have just went to Dayton.
Right. You had to go. You started going 2 hours away from where you live.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, call the chaplain again, and I'm like, well, can I come and get his things? Okay, well, the state troopers are here. They checking his room and doing an investigation, and whatever they don't need, you can have. So I'm like, okay. So me and my mom, we get masked up when we get there. We walk into the building, and the guy at the front entrance, he looked at me, and I was like, my name is Cassandra Wright. I'm here about Robert Wright. And he looked like he saw a ghost. And then he was like, 1 second. And within like 30 seconds, 7 people walked out to the front, one with a big old potato chip box. And they walked to the front, and the guy, the director, he made a hand gesture for us to go outside. So we stand outside in front of the building. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. We don't know what happened. He was a good kid, and we just don't know.
Right.
And they was like, here's his belongings. And they handed me the box and sent us on our way. That was it.
They dismissed you.
Dismissed me.
In this process, in this lack of understanding, to where you are now, where you're putting a documentary out about this, let me respectfully ask about your other children. How has your family rallied together to make sure your son's memory and story is told and not forgotten?
Just through supporting me and my movement. They really helped me with the events. They helped with keeping the story alive. In his box, he had a folder full of his music that he wrote. And my oldest son, he also does music. So he's going to be working on a project or album to bring that music to life. So
The music was
that
already
is,
recorded.
huh?
The music was already recorded.
No, it was written.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna have okay. So
So
okay.
different artists because he had people's name written on it, on who he wanted to feature, and things like that. So we're really just gonna make it work the best way we can, just to keep that alive.
You have an incredible story with this. And our Heritage Hip Hop will support you. If you want me to post anything, you just send me the whatever packages you want for the yearly event. Maybe you can invite me to one when it comes and I'll kick it with you in person. That'd be great because as a community, we have to stand with each other, for each other, and beside each other. Because look at the administration coming into office and look how people are trying to erase us faster than the hatred they spilled within the community that made the community want to erase itself.
Right.
So we've talked about death very poignantly in this part of the interview. I want to transition life and talk about how you're overcoming things and not just healing from mourning. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.
Where you get your hip hop from?
Yeah, what's up? This tribal trigger trench in the building. You already know, nip, naughty.
Hey, Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media.
What up, y'all, man? It's your boy Do It All, Do Pray Kelly, right here on Heritage Hip Hop, man. Look, man, let me tell you something. Make sure you support Heritage Hip Hop because without these brothers bringing you hip hop, we're not gonna stay informed, man, the way that we need to stay informed, man. And they're not just giving you hip hop, man. They're giving you the heritage of hip hop right here, man. Yo, Kareem, I see you. Heritage Hip Hop, man. Let's do it.
It ain't nothing like heritage hip hop.
Man, I told you we rock on Heritage Hip Hop. We got our own stuff going on. I got a very fabulous young lady on the other line right there who's an example of strength. And now we're going to talk about creativity. Before we do, I would like to say, may the Most High's mercies rest upon your son, your family, and you, and the community, because there were a lot of people that are affected by this tragedy. But your son has opened up the doors of blessings and salvation because he's given hope to a lot of people. And you talked about people coming together and healing. Let's talk about your healing as well. Do you mind? We doing good today? We cooking? We all right?
I don't mind at all.
All right. So you said since his untimely death and passing, you have found strength within yourself to continue being a radio personality, but finding things within yourself that you wanted to take to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Tell me about it.
A lot of things. I got a lot going on. A lot. From the radio to movies. I'm an actress. I have a movie. It's called The Clot. It's on Tubi, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. You can find it everywhere. But it's a horror film, and I am currently filming a starring role for a movie called A Note for David. And actually, the character that I am playing is her name is Tanya, and it was inspired by my story, basically. So the director, his name is Dachi Henning, He's also the director of the other movie, The Clot. So he chose me specifically for this role because it was it was a role he felt like it hit home for me, and that I guess the emotion will be pulled from a place to where I can convey the message basically. But from the movies to documentaries, and uh, I have a music review on Mondays. It's a lot that I do, a whole lot, as well as battling kidney failure, and now becoming starting my campaign for a kidney transplant so that I can continue my work in the community and for my family.
All right, so let's start from the middle of what you said
Uh-huh.
and go around back to the beginning.
Okay.
Expression has been one of the biggest ways a person can heal, because now people find the freedom to say, show, and let go of things that's inside of them. What's the most free you've been? How did it come out on audio or video or however expression that you have displayed?
The most free that I've been, honestly, I'm free every day. I am free every day. Um, the reason why a lot of people look up to me and really respect me is because they know me for me just being blunt and truthful in everything I say. Inspiring people, but also giving them the real and telling them, exactly how I feel, and, not holding back anything. And a lot of people are afraid that they so afraid of people. They afraid of worrying about what other people think of the things that they say, the things that they do, and things like that. But I mean, my entire life, I've grown to be this person, to just be outspoken, not rude, but what I'm saying, just give them the real and tell them, what I'm saying, exactly how I feel. And that's what makes me free, free from everything.
But you know what's real? Pain is the realest thing in the world.
It is.
And there's different levels of real, like there's different levels of pain. And I always say this: love is relative, but pain is universal.
Yeah.
There's something about pain that people can relate to. Everybody knows when you feel that loss or you feel that pain, it's a whole new world to you. And baby,
Right.
is it something that will give you clarity that nobody else can give?
Right.
But you are a survivor of many pains.
Oh yeah.
How do you help a person cope knowing those levels of pain and trying to bring them into your understanding of survival?
Well, the thing with me is I'm an empath. Um, I feel people's emotions. I feel people pain. I feel um it's like I am completely that person. If they are close to me, I feel it. I don't care if they're across the world. Um, and the biggest thing about me is I'm a giver and I'm also a helper. You know, I can help somebody else more than I can help myself. People come to me with their problems, their issues, what I'm saying? They come to me to vent. They come, and it's like I always, and I don't know how, but I always know what to say. I always know how to make a person feel better. I always know you know, what resources to give them. And I feel like that's a gift. I honestly, I'm a very spiritual person, you know, and I feel like it's truly a gift from God for me. And I think that's my purpose and what I'm here for is to help people, you know, everything I do, I don't do it for me. It's nothing that I do for myself. You know, each movement, each word, each, you know what I'm saying? Every single thing that I do is to help somebody else. And I feel like that's my purpose here on earth, you know. My prayer is powerful. I can pray for somebody else and make things happen, you know, and it's always hard to do something for yourself when it's meant to be done for other people. I feel like.
There's a prayer that says, Lord, let me be a blessing instead of constantly asking for blessing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And through your journey, you are healing people through your acting because you're showing them a different side of you that is courageous.
Mm-hmm.
Through your motherhood, you're showing them, you're proving excuse me, you're proving the Bible right when it says love is stronger than the grave because it lives far beyond death.
Mm-hmm.
As a woman, you're healing the world through character because there's the strength of a woman that heals a society because mothers are the pathway to understanding God's nurturing. I told you in the beginning of this interview, there's certain things about you that inspire me because to have a life that comes from you, be taken from you, yet given back to you spiritually is something not a lot of people can understand or even process. How are you different today than when this thing first happened?
Oh, I'm a lot different. I can move. That's one thing. I can I can move and I can just live freely. And my thing, okay, this is the thing. I think struggle and pain is what pushes me to be great. Is really what pushes me because the more I go through, the harder I push, the harder I work.
Define
Because
greatness. Wait, define greatness.
define greatness to me is accomplishing things that you are fearful of, working through fear, working through pain, because once you work through that and get through that stage of your life, I feel like the breakthrough is right behind that. And that's where greatness comes in because you're at your full potential of anything, and anything is possible.
Do you feel you've reached that yet?
I'm working towards it. I'm definitely working towards it. And I'm definitely not gonna stop until I get there.
I beg that you don't, because we never know how great something or ourselves are until the pressure is applied. Now, once again, condolences to you and your family over your son.
Appreciate it. Thank
And
you.
I pray for healing blessings and mercies placed upon you for the kidney.
Thank you.
See, it's weird for people to see this on a hip hop show because hip hop is usually all about the music. But I think this is poignant for the hip hop show. This should have been on my Mike Council show, actually. But this is poignant for hip hop because there was a question posed yesterday. Oh no, I'm sorry, Sunday, where it said, "Is hip hop in 2025 ready for consciousness or conscious music to be at the forefront?" And this is a conscious conversation because consciousness isn't just fight the government and stuff like that. It's
Right.
also, where's your life and how are you living your life in a way that is meaningful? And I feel that you're touching that. What song from your son inspires you?
Um, it's called Remember the Days.
You remember any lyrics?
I don't remember the lyrics right offhand. But I just remember the cadence and the passion he put behind that song when he sang it to me. And that's what stuck. And the way he sang it, it was like it caught everybody's attention. You know, the conviction behind it, because he was talking about remembering the days when he was home, and with his siblings and with his friends, and doing the things that he liked to do and things like that. So that's one of my favorite songs from him.
What I'm going to take away from this conversation more so is not the grief, it's the looking forward to what's to come. Because you read the Bible a lot. You like, you know it, you pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not fluent.
Okay. Is that a faith that you are into?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. You mind if I get a little biblical?
Yeah,
There was a man in the Bible named David. You familiar with David?
absolutely.
David fought against his children, and David lost some of his children.
Mhm.
And one thing that David did was he had a child. And I think it was a child out of wedlock, as a matter of fact. And the baby was very sick. And David fasted for that baby to live. But the judgment of the Most High was the baby had to die.
Mhm.
David to learn his lesson. The day the baby died, David stopped fasting.
Mhm.
And the people were like, "What are you doing? Your baby just died." And David said, it was the Most High's will for this to be done. I accept it, and now I'll move on. And David found greatness in other parts of his kingdom and his rulership through faith, hope, and enlightenment.
Mhm.
Through your faith, hope, and enlightenment, what is your goal? What is your goal if you have one? And where do you want to take your faith, enlightenment, and aspirations? Where do you want to take it to? And what is your goal with it? I'll put it that way.
My goal is to become a national voice. A national voice about several things, really, not just my son's story. I definitely want to get that documentary out there and raise awareness and let his story be told. And not only just for his story to be told, but to allow people to see different things that are happening in these facilities, these youth facilities. Actually, this happening to my son, it brought upon investigations and different a lot of stories that broke into um the harsh things that's going on in youth juvenile facilities. So me speaking is already making that happen through through media and newspaper and things like that, but I want to have a national voice about the things that's going on in these facilities, a national voice about domestic violence, a national voice about entertainment and things like that. It's a lot of things because I'm deep into entertainment. I know this is a hip hop show, and I am hip hop because that's what I deal with. I deal with you know music from unsigned artists and things like that. That's it. It consumes my life. I live it every day. But just to have a national voice and inspire people and let them see that they can resonate with somebody, you know what I'm saying? A actual real person that's going through real things, but still making things happen and wanting to inspire people, and let them know that they can live through trauma and pain too.
That's dope and that's deep. Sis, I don't even know how to go further with that. So tell us what station you on. Let the people know how they can talk to you. But I want to go out on a high note. We not going. We gotta go off too somber. Let's do that first, and then we're gonna kick this up.
Okay. You can catch me on the pressure session. It is every Thursday, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on 88.3 FM. But if you're not in the city of Cincinnati, you can catch it on the Pressure Session Uncut. That is our internet radio station. That's our app. You can download that app on Google Play or the Apple Store, and that is the Pressure Session Uncut. That runs 24/7. But to listen to the Pressure Session and our segment called Bang It or Slang It, and that's where artists send in their music. We listen to it, we give our opinion, and we bang it or we slang it. And people can call in and let us know what they think. And people can submit their music, and we don't turn anyone down. We don't turn anyone down. If they're unsigned artists, we're playing their music. If it's clean for the radio, for the app, it doesn't have to be clean, but for our FM radio, you know what I'm saying? So we won't get in trouble, you know, it has to be clean. But yeah,
Now,
you catch us there on the Pressure Session Uncut. And then I have music review Mondays that goes live on Facebook. Um, on my Facebook page, it is Cassandra Wright. That's CONSANDRA Wright, WRIGHT. That's my Facebook. I also have my Lady A the Doe page. I am Lady A the Doe on IG, as well as WDOE Media, Lady A the Doe on TikTok, and also YouTube.
that.
Yes.
All right, I'm on here. Nope.
You on
We
there?
gonna do it right now.
I know
We
you
gonna
look
do this.
familiar.
We gonna do that. Yeah, we on there. Yeah. So I want to connect you with some folks so we can get this thing going because like your movies, we need to support that. Like your documentary, we need to support that. So send Heritage Hip Hop some things. I want to send you to some people, and we gonna do that. But I gotta ask you something. Since you've been listening to music, how much trash have you heard that was new music?
Oh, a lot.
So from your expert, see, I think hip hop has a lot of hobbyists and a lot of artists.
Absolutely.
How many artists have you run across?
Oh, a lot though.
Yeah,
A
talk
lot.
about it. Mm-hmm.
We come across a lot of artists, like I mean, in all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds, because we don't just play hip hop. We're open to all genres.
Okay.
So we we have music from Africa, we have music from Canada and all over, you know what I'm saying, all over the UK and you everywhere. So every week we're hearing something different. And I can really appreciate that because it's music is universal,
Facts.
you know, and that's what's gonna keep it alive. It's so many people all over the nation, you know, that's doing music and they're not gonna stop. So
They're not going to stop. So what do you
they're
think
not
about the
gonna
people that's stopping it, that's trying to stop it, like Timbaland and his AI artists? What do you think about that?
I mean,
Taksumi, which is trash. That's a horrible name. But
they,
the AI is a racially ambiguous girl that looks Asian that talks about getting head and having people shot.
and a lot of people, that's happening a lot. That AI is definitely taking over.
It is. Well, even look at the
Definitely
subject
taking over.
matter. Did you hear the
But
song?
the thing is, it still needs to be corrected.
That's a fact.
It still needs to be corrected because of the simple fact, like it doesn't put out the complete information or it it misinterprets messages and things like that. So there's still hope for us humans because we still have to be the ones to correct it.
You're absolutely correct. You know what my fear is?
What's that?
There's you, and your story is compelling. And with AI, there's no heartfelt, compelling story.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something that a pharmacist told me. A pharmacist told me he sold his practice because the medical field is going so AI that they're going to put your symptoms into a computer, and then the AI is just going to send prescriptions straight to your house. There will be no doctors anymore.
Wow.
Already has been happening to the point where the pharmacists are being put out of business because a doctor has only 15 minutes per patient. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors have about 15 minutes per patient. And what they're doing is they're taking your prescriptions, they're taking your symptoms and writing a prescription. They're saying they now have programs now where they're putting the doctor, who's not even a doctor, he's a programmer, he's putting your symptoms in the computer and then the AI is sending out scripts automatically to your house. So while there is something to say about it has to be fixed and there's tweaks that have to be worked out, this is the system and this is the way it's going. Now, as that relates to music, especially hip hop, Timbaland did the most sucker shit in the world to me, which is you can now make anybody you want and you don't have to worry about makeup, traveling, or whatever. But now you could destroy the face of the culture and make it ambiguous to now it's accessible to anyone, and then people will forget who are the originators of this thing, hip hop.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about that?
I think, excuse me. I think, like you said, it's just, it's a horrible thing because I feel like it's taken a lot away from people who are really passionate about this craft. You know, it people really work hard. These artists really work hard to make it into the industry, to make it to be seen and things like that. And when somebody can make something, just create something, you know, that does it so effortless and not put any work or passion into it, I feel like that's a shame.
No, it's criminal.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
criminal. Because look at you. You're a woman who has many talents. You can be replaced by a screen. Remember Cedar's World and BET?
Uh-huh.
We are in Cedar's World.
Yeah, for real.
This is
And
crazy.
I already feel like that to a certain extent because, you know, like I said, I'm a graphic designer, I'm an editor, and things like that. You know, so it's so many different ways that people can just go and create their own graphics and things like that. They make it so easy for them to just use a template and, you know, things like that. So, you know, that part of my life is slowly dwindling away, you know, and that's a whole business that I have. Lady A Graphics and Media LLC. So, you know, that part of me is like dwindling away because they making it so easy for people to just go and make their own things and for free and things like that. You know, although they should be shitty, but
Yes, it does. Yes. Yes.
it be shitty, but they still rather for it to be shitty than to actually have to pay someone.
But
And
I'm
that's another thing with those video editing apps and things like that. People they don't need editors anymore because they make it so easy for them to just go on there and do one push of a button and it does it for them. So
I will say this though. Please don't close your thing up, your LLC, because the computer, once again, doesn't get the heartfelt soul of the person that you could bring out in your art. And that's humanity. When we get, look, God dies when technology wins. We kill when we rest on technology and we take the heart and the soul out of it. We basically just given our lives over to the machine and booted God out of our existence and reality.
right.
I would hate for that to be the existence of the people left on this planet who really give a damn about God in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate for that to be the new norm.
For me, that'll never happen.
Talk about it.
It will never happen. I will never ever lose faith in God because of my spirituality and the different things that I've experienced. I've experienced miracles. I've experienced life-changing events. I've experienced my life being saved. And I know that it's only by the grace of God. You feel me? Like, and it just it's just something that I can never see happening with me, you know, because that part of my life, I ask for direction every day. I feel like nothing is possible and nothing happens without God. God controls everything. My total existence. I asked for him to guide my every step, my every word, my every movement, and I just couldn't see myself um offering that type of responsibility to a machine.
As you shouldn't, because there's never that was never what it was to be. We are in the age of extreme idol worship, where the
Yeah,
people are praising the celebrity, and now people are depending on the computer for their lives.
right.
Just think about it. Someone loved you enough to have a baby with you. Now we have people in the narrative where men and women aren't appreciated because you got high value men and all this other stuff, high value women and all this. To now people having sex with robots and marrying.
Right.
We're getting to the point. We're in a crisis of humanity, and if not for faith, if not for hope, where would we be? You agree?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this interview because we tried to cook tonight. And we talked about things that are somber. We talking about some real stuff right here.
Yeah, I hope I did good. I hope I did
I
good.
hope I did good by you.
Oh, you did. Amazing, amazing. I enjoyed myself.
Would you recommend somebody else to come to Heritage Hip Hop?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
You gonna send me some artists?
I most definitely is.
I want to send you some music.
Bet.
Yes, definitely. No, I'm being serious. And more importantly,
I'm for real.
I'm begging you, please send me the information for your son in the documentary. What are you shooting for to release it? When are you shooting for?
Man, I am really trying for April because I really want to premiere it when I have his annual event for his birthday. I want to premiere it the day before that, so we have a premiere at a movie theater with a red carpet and things like that, and then
Okay.
the following day his event
Okay.
with the performers and things like that. I am doing a soundtrack for
Okay.
this documentary.
All right.
And I am looking for music from artists that fits the narrative of, the story and things like that. So yeah, I am pushing for April.
Okay. April of 2026.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's what's up. I want to link you up with some people. You last name right. Is it Wright?
Yep.
Family from Pennsylvania? Any family in Pennsylvania?
I don't mm, I don't know. I don't think so.
There's a reason why I asked.
What?
Off the record, not on the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Forever Heritage Hip Hop, and I'm thanking you for joining us with Lady A the Doe, my new best friend.
Yeah.
And we are going to be making some things happen to celebrate the life of her son. Make sure you check out. Let me get it because I got the app right here. The Pressure Session
Yes.
Uncut, which is an app you can download on your phone. We're going to submit some music. We're going to share this heritage hip hop love. And most importantly, we're going to share that hip hop culture love as well by being there for a family. Not only that needs to know that people care, but the world needs to know that we care as well.
As well.
We send that love out. So any last words you want to get to anybody out there or anything?
I want to thank my manager, Drazy, with Drazy's Entertainment. He's been wonderful. Like, he got me this interview and amongst other things, and he's just so supportive and always there. And I just want to give a shout out to him, and you know what I'm saying? He's the brain power and creator of the Pressure Session and Drazy's Entertainment. So I'm just grateful because he's given me opportunity after opportunity, and I'm just grateful for that.
All right. So with that being said, it is an honor and pleasure to talk to Lady A the Doe. Before you go,
Mhm.
what does Lady A the Doe mean?
Lady A the Doe. Okay, so people get a kick out of the story. So a long, long time ago, I had a cousin, and he rapped. He did music. We was at the studio, and he needed somebody to sing for him. So they asked me to sing, and um, I was like, but I don't want nobody to know who I am. So he was like, well, how about Lady A, and the A could stand for anonymous. He was like, I always want to work with somebody named Lady A. So I'm like, oh, okay, you can put that down or whatever. So the name kind of stuck, and the A eventually changed from anonymous to authentic because, of course, I'm out here in these streets and everybody know me, so I can't be anonymous anymore. So the A definition is transferred to authentic. The doe came because I am the doe. The doe is a female goat, and I am a goat in everything I do. So there you have it, Lady A the Doe.
All right.
I know it's complicated, but
No, I
that's
want
me.
I wanted to leave you something spiritual as we close out the interview.
Okay.
The representation of doe is motherhood, is gentleness, purity, compassion, innocence. That when you are a doe, you are the symbol of compassion, and you can heal a community through your love and your essence. It's also a feeling of intuition and transformation. So you are Lady A, the renewal, Lady A, the transformation, Lady A, the intuition, Lady A, the nurturer, Lady A of nature, Lady A, the compassion, Lady A, the grace, Lady A, the mother. So remember, and everybody out there, remember this, study your name, because the name you take or the name you are given is a spiritual connection to your purpose in life. Never sleep on what you call yourself, and be careful of what you call yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Blessings and purpose into your life, or you can speak curses and death into your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I bless you all. Lady A the Doe, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
We say peace, and we out.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop.